China and India each have populations of about 1.4 billion at present. Let's examine what the causes of the enormous populations in these countries are. What is the impact it has had due to geography, food, culture, industrialization, fertility rate and population momentum? We will finally see where it is heading. There were around 4 million humans on our planet in the year 10,000 BC. In 1800 AD, the population reached about 1 billion people. The population has increased significantly since then and is currently close to 8 billion. Most of the growth of the population has happened in the last 200 years. To find out why population of China is so high, we will have to go back in history and see when it all started. Because the earth wasn't very welcoming, early people struggled to survive. After leaving Africa, they discovered China and the Indian subcontinent. The geography and climate of these regions had a great impact on the early population. Early humans found good places to live in India and China. These places had fertile land, lots of water, and minerals that helped the people grow and thrive. In India, people have lived near the Indus and Ganges rivers for a very long time. The Indus Valley civilization is one of the oldest civilizations known. In China, people have lived near the Yellow River and the Yangtze River for a long time too. They were able to grow crops and build cities, which helped many people live there. In India and China, there's lots of good land to grow crops and raise animals like cows and horses. According to the CIA World Factbook, India and China are among the top 4 countries in terms of arable land. The weather is also suitable for growing things. They have big rivers that make it easy to transport goods and make the soil better for farming. But at that time in Europe, it was too cold to have large populations. In North and South America, there were no people until about 12,000 years ago. In North America, the people were more mobile and didn't live in big cities. They hunted and gathered food. The Native American tribes on the Great Plains moved around a lot and relied on buffalo for food. The geographic isolation of these regions has another big impact. India and China are far away from other parts of the world. They developed their own special cultures and ways of doing things. This helped lots of people live there. In China, they built the Great Wall and the Grand Canal to connect and trade with different parts of the country. But in Europe, there were a lot of wars and conflicts between different groups of people. This made it hard to keep everything working smoothly. These conflicts made some groups leave their homes and hurt their population growth. The cultivation of rice has a big impact on the populations of China and India. People have been growing rice for a long time here. It's a great crop because it can feed a lot of people even if there isn't a lot of space to grow it. This is because farmers can grow a lot of rice in one place and get many harvests each year. It helped people figure out ways to grow more food, like using irrigation systems. This allowed them to grow even more rice and support even more people. With lots of food available, more people were able to live in cities. They could trade with each other, which helped the population grow even more. In the 16th and 17th centuries, traders from Spain and Portugal brought new kinds of crops to China. These crops were corn, sweet potatoes, and peanuts. These new crops could be grown in places where it was hard to grow other crops, like on hillsides or in dry, sandy soil. So they didn't compete with them for space or resources. This meant that people could grow more food. India started harvesting these crops in the 19th century. Culture and family traditions played a role in the population increase. People have valued having big families in China and India in the past. They valued being close to their relatives for a very long time. There were more people in the family to help with important things like harvesting crops. But in Europe, things were different. There were many small countries. People there valued being independent and doing things on their own. This made families smaller, and there were fewer kids being born. Next, let us look at India's and China's populations in ancient times. 2,000 years ago, 71% of all people in the world lived in Asia. Today, it is about 60%. Most of the people in the world still live in Asia. The reasons why there were so many people in these countries 2,000 years ago still hold good today. Countries still have lots of new kids, and there is still plenty of food to go around. Industrialization, healthcare, and disease control had a huge impact during the mid-20th century. In the old days, people didn't live as long, so families had lots of kids in case some of them died young. But people started living longer lives in the mid-20th century. This change was due to better healthcare and the economic development of the country. Families were still having a large number of children, despite lower mortality rates. It caused the population to grow. Mao Zedong was the founding father of the People's Republic of China. He supported policies aimed at increasing the population of China during his rule. India's population is significantly impacted by a lack of family planning information and education. Less wealthy families do not have access to family planning resources and services. This indicates that they are having more kids. This is a concern since it may be more difficult for these families to care for so many children while simultaneously providing for their educational needs. Another factor to consider for a larger population is the fertility rate. The fertility rate is the average number of children per woman. In the 1970s, women in India were having an average of 5 babies each. However, that number is now decreasing and stands at slightly more than 2 babies per woman. Compare that with the USA. For the USA, it's 1.64 babies per woman. People in India don't live as long as people in some other countries, like the USA or Australia. They still have more babies because of the higher fertility rate. A lot of people in India are young. 1/3 of the population is under 15 years old, and the average age is only 26 years old. This will continue to contribute to future population growth. One may ask, if the fertility rate has decreased, then why is the population still growing? That brings us to the next reason on the list. It is called population momentum. Imagine you have a train that is moving, but then it starts to pick up speed. Now, even if you were to stop the train, it would keep moving for a little while before coming to a complete stop. Right? This is like what happens with a growing population. To further understand this, let us say a couple has 4 kids. With a fertility rate of 4, the population increases to 6. Next, each of those 4 children has 2 kids each. With a fertility rate of 2, the population still increases. Next, say each of those grandkids has 1 child, so the population of the family will still increase. Population momentum is about growing despite low fertility. The population will continue to grow until the number of births and deaths is about equal. Many people think that India and China's populations are growing fast. Let us now look at the current trend of population growth in these two countries. The rate of growth has been getting slower in recent years. In 1963, India's population was growing by 2.3% per year, but now it's only growing by 0.68% per year. And in China, the population was growing by 3.26% per year in 1963. However, it has fallen for the first time in decades to -0.06% in 2022. With China's population already peaking in 2021 at 1.41 billion, India is expected to reach its peak population in early 2060, with an estimated peak of 1.7 billion people. Please comment if you think there are other reasons for the high population in China and India. Please do subscribe if you like this video.